Hey everyone, Collector Crow here. So today I wanted to do something interesting, or at least it's interesting to me. If you're anything like I am, then you choose your manga to read a lot of the times based off the art of the volume covers. So what I'm going to do today is actually take a look at the volume covers that have been announced for release in Japan over the past week. These are going to be the new volumes of ongoing manga or maybe recently finished manga in Japan. I'm not going to talk about anything for too long. It's just going to be my quick gut reaction to the art and maybe if whether or not it makes me interested in the series if I know nothing about it, because frankly I'm not going to know about probably most of these series because I am an English language reader. I don't read scanlations or simulpubs or anything like that. But maybe the art for some of these volumes will make me interested in these series, and I'll put some of them on my radar for looking out for them to get an English release in the future. Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, we have a girl holding a notebook. It looks like it's for a class 1B. I think this is translated to like the monster of class A or something like that. Not a lot going on in this. It doesn't really speak to me that much, so not grabbing me. Okay, now this, I'm guessing it's like maybe an idol manga. The art is really nice. There's some nice pastel colors here. You can see the crowd in the background with them, all the fans waving their little light sticks and stuff. So, and even in the foreground, there's a few of them. So this is nice. It's not really something that speaks out to me a lot as far as grabbing my interest, but it's a cool cover. And maybe if there are more like this, I might have more of an interest in the series. So this might be a series that I, after this video, take a peek at. Alright, and having to censor a little bit of this just because even though this is, I think, a guy, I'm not sure what YouTube standards exactly are for taking videos down, so just playing it on the safe side. But if you can't see it fully though, there is an ant tattooed on this man's rumpus. The art's cool, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably check this out just because it looks actiony. It's called The King of Ants, I think is what it translates to. This is interesting. I'm going to keep an eye out for this. But that art is definitely something that I would be questioned about if I checked out at the bookstore with it. So we have Bakemonogatari. This is by Nihei and Oh Great, who Oh Great has such fantastic art. Like, oh my god, it's so pretty. And that's why I was drawn to Bakemonogatari in the first place. I have the first couple of volumes just because I loved the art on the covers. So this continues that pattern. This is beautiful. Just the style in general. Yes, love it. And the detail with the hair on the fingers. This is such good art. Alright, so we have it looks like a girl with a face transposed of a guy maybe. There's like a slash going down and it's a guy's face. It looks like maybe that continues at the bottom a little bit too. Not a lot going on though that really speaks to me as far as, hey, this is what this manga is about, or hey, this is why you should get it. It's just kind of an action shot of the characters, so I'm not super interested in this one yet. So Biomega actually got a new edition release and this is the cover for it. It's really cool. I haven't read Biomega yet, but this is just a very simple cover that it's really effective just by its use of black and white tones, and that's really what the author Tsutomu Nihei is kind of known for, so it works. Blue Lock, and I'm still so sad that this is digital only in English. Kodansha, get on that. Blue Lock covers though, they always look nice. They're not always super engaging, but it's a nice simple character profile cover, and I'm generally a pretty good sucker for covers that have just like one character featured on it, like Bleach for example. Do love those covers, even if I'm not the biggest fan of Bleach. I'm not sure what that is that he's holding. It looks like almost a nutcracker. Maybe it's something related to soccer. Yeah, I feel kind of stupid because I don't know what it is. Then we have possibly a cooking manga. It's a little bit rustic, a little bit more of a dated art style, which isn't always my thing. I mean, sometimes I can get into it if the story's really good, but just based off this alone, this wouldn't draw me in. Crossover Rev, this is a sequel to the original Over Rev series, which I don't know anything about other than that. There's some interesting character designs on this cover here. The style's not really doing much for me, but with time, I might be able to grow into this, but yeah, this is one that I wouldn't be drawn to immediately. Alright, so this is an interesting cover. You can see a lot of personality in the characters here. I believe this is actually the final volume for this manga, so this is what you end on. Definitely went a little overboard with the anatomy here. Maybe that's par for the course with this series. It just makes me think of a romance, comedy, maybe even ecchi series. And romance isn't always something that can immediately draw me in. I really need a lot more to go with that. And ecchi, like, I can like ecchi, but I don't like ecchi when it's overdone and that's all that a series has to offer. And if it's just ecchi romance there, I feel like there's a lot of other series that I can get behind more that are maybe more well-known, more well-renowned. So this doesn't really do anything for me that a lot of other manga aren't already doing. And I feel like it's just another kind of drop in the bucket of manga with ecchi on the cover. Which, I'll admit, sometimes gets me. Alright, we have the new Dr. Stone volume. And I feel like this is a really tame cover. There's not a ton going on. I know that volume 22 does a lot with Suika, who is featured on the cover here. I have heard a little bit of spoilers about that. So I know she does feature very prominently in the chapters this volume covers. So it's expected and it works for the content, the way this cover is featured. But really, it's just the characters running forward. There's not a lot of anything else going on, which Dr. Stone usually has a cool invention or something on the cover. But there is something in the background. I don't know if that's like a temple, a rocket. Again, I'm only up to the English release. I'm actually a little behind on the English release. I'm around like volume 14, so I've got a little bit of catching up to do. The new Fire Force volume, I'm surprised this has actually gone on further than Soul Eater did. That is kind of shocking to me. Kind of like Soul Eater, these always have characters featured on the cover, and I said that I'm usually a sucker for that, and this is really no exception. I do like this cover, though these character designs aren't doing a lot for me. So this is kind of middle of the road, but I am excited to read Fire Force eventually, and this cover just is another one it's good. It is good. Alright, so no idea what this is. If I had to throw out a guess, fantasy isekai murder game? I don't know. I don't see anything super intriguing about this. Oh wait, there's a line at the bottom. The strongest brave who craves for revenge, extinguished with the power of darkness. So, is that the title? Yeah, that actually turns me off more. So, alright, so this is actually a really cool cover. I believe it's the final volume for this series. And yeah, I mean, if I just saw this in the bookstore, I would stop and do a double take because this is cool. There's a lot going on here. I mean, I can't dissect it because I don't know all the details going on, but just the way the characters are posed in the middle and their general design, I mean, that's cool. I like that. I'm going to keep an eye out for this series, and I'm sad that it's only 4 volumes now because that's lower chance of it coming over and getting licensed. Maybe a slice of life comedy. This isn't doing it for me. I'm sorry. This also is not doing it for me. Don't love the art style on this. Don't really love the pose. Yeah. This wouldn't grab me in a bookstore or anything like that. Okay. That's interesting. It's not something that I would immediately say, yes, I need this series. There's a lot going on here. It's almost like a yandere look on the girl. And maybe she's about to like eat the protagonist or the doll of the protagonist. I don't know. Maybe it's a psychological horror thriller kind of thing, which I do like that kind of stuff. So yeah, this grabs me. I like this. We got Nagatoro here, which I have not tried yet. I've tried to stay away from this entire genre, but I might eventually have to cave and give it a shot. But there's so much else that I have not read yet. So yeah, can't do it right now, but maybe in the future. This is just a very middle of the road cover. There's not a ton going on that grabs me. It's Nagatoro on the cover. Sweaty. This looks sad. This looks like something very tragic and sad is going to happen, which makes me want it. I like the way the waves are done here. It's really nice. It makes me think a lot of how some of Oshimi's work looks on the cover, which I'm drawn to a lot of the time. So this is nice. It's not, top of my list, but it's good. The art style and even the colors aren't doing it for me a lot, but I do like their outfits. That's a nice attention to detail, and they pretty much match, so that's cool. Not my favorite. They are playing footsie, it looks like, almost. So that's something. This, honestly, I could have mistaken this for an anime. This looks like it's already been animated, and this is the poster for the show coming out. This is something I did hear about a year ago or so, and it caught my interest vaguely, But this cover is not really fueling any interest in it, so... I don't know what to make of this. Is it a comedy? Is it slice of life? I don't know. But the designs are not doing anything for me. I do like the attention to detail in the background. It's nice. But this just gives me Umaru-chan vibes, and... oh... I hate Umaru-chan. Kind of the same thing, but maybe not quite as zany vibes coming from this. This is more of a maybe slice of life, even harem type series. I don't know. I like the girl's design, but beyond that, it's not doing a lot for me. Now this is cool. This gives me Initial D vibes a lot, which I want to read and I just can't find good quality versions of the manga. This is cool though. If I saw this and the other books in the series are like this, it would definitely make me think, I need to check this out. So this person is hunting, maybe the bear hunter? It says, I don't know if that's the name of the series or if that's the name of this volume. Oh, there's a guy in the background. It's different for sure. Oh, there's a lot of people in the background. I keep finding more. It's not something I would just pick up because of the art for sure, so I would have to know more about this before grabbing it. This looks like characters at an onsen, or maybe a festival. Looks like it could be very laid back and just warm-hearted, but I've got enough series like that on my plate at the moment, so unless this was to just do something super special, it wouldn't be something that I would think, yeah, I need to grab that. At least not because of the art here, which it is pretty cool art. I'll give it that. But it's not making me want to go out and grab the series. I don't know what to say about this one. There's a guy, and he's attacking something. That's it. Yeah. Not grabbing my attention. So is this like a gentleman's club? There's men and women walking out of it, so maybe it's a casino? Oh, a cabaret. Okay, that's in the title. Okay. Yeah, I need to know more about this. It's a very interesting cover, though. It's offbeat. I like that. So, if the art style is not what's on that LED sign there, I might could get behind it. But if that's the art style, I just don't know if I could really get invested in that. It is hard with an art style like that for me personally to get invested in. It's why I can't go back to like the really olden days of American comics and read the original Batman or the original Superman and stuff, just because that art is very flat. No slight against the artist here. It's good. It's just something that I personally, it's not for me. I believe this is the final volume for Witch's Printing Office. I have always liked the covers for this series, and this one's not grabbing me as much, but just there's such an array of colors and characters in this that it is nice. So I'm glad there are other volumes that did grab my attention more, because this one wouldn't have necessarily, but it's nice. I like this one. This definitely wouldn't be for me, I don't think, but I can see the appeal of this just if you are into, like, I'm assuming this is a shoujo series. If you're really into shoujo romance series, this does have a lot going for it. The guy's pretty, the girl's pretty, they're interlocking like that. I like how her hair's going everywhere, and there's just some nice shading on the guy's shirt, so, and the girl's shirt. So this is cool, but it doesn't speak to me because it's definitely not my genre. Okay, another very offbeat cover, Beyond Good and Evil, I think. This kind of gives me Goodnight Punpun vibes a bit. This isn't something that I would pick up if I saw it, but I would probably keep it in my mind and then go home and look it up and then see, oh, yeah, that does sound cool. And then just go back probably a week later and pick it up. Is someone studying? Are they grading papers? I don't know. This isn't doing it for me. Just, that's really all I have to say. This is interesting. Okay, first of all, are they drowning? I'm very concerned. Second of all, I don't like shark teeth. Otherwise, though, this is a cool cover. I like all the fish. I like the bubbles coming up from their motion in the water. That's a cool touch. So, there's a lot to like here. There's also a good bit to dislike. But I would be interested in looking more into this series if I saw this. I would be interested in looking more into this series if I saw this. Like I said, ecchi, sometimes I can be an easy sucker for it. But there has to be more going on than just ecchi in a series. Because if it's just ecchi, there's not much point. You know, I need good actual plot. I don't mean plot. I mean plot and characters and drama. So while this cover would probably make me do a double take in the store, if I read the back cover and it doesn't sound like there's a lot more going on, or if all the other covers are basically the exact same thing as this, yeah, I probably wouldn't pick this up. But kudos to the artist for definitely making an eye-catching cover. This almost screams isekai, and maybe it's not, but it screams that, and that instantly pretty much turns me off. Is that the title at the bottom? About my house. Oh wait, about my house is a magic power spot. Yeah, that sounds isekai. Not doing it for me. Yeah, that's it. Now this is cool. This makes me think of maybe caving or something like that, or even just exploring unknown places or abysses or something like that. So I would be into this if I saw this. The final cover for Smile on the Runway. Why do we not have a print release for this yet? This is a nice cover. I like the colors. I like the outfits. I like the expressions. I like the designs. This is just nice. I want this series to come out. Please. It's nice. I like the kind of, I guess it's a watercolor look. I'm not an artist, but to my very ignorant brain, this screams watercolor, which is always nice to see. It's a different touch than you see a lot of the times, but this isn't something that I think I would go out of my way for. This gives me vibes of Butler, and I don't think it's by the same person. Nope, just checked. But maybe it's from like the same magazine or something like that, because this does look like a Butler cover with the top border, bottom border. It's like the game box covers that Butler had. But this is interesting. I like just the simplicity of it. I would be interested in checking more of this out. The girl's very blank expression. Her nail color is on point. You go, girl. And then just the explosion of purple behind her, which I like purple. So, kind of biased here. Again, this screams isekai. Not loving those designs on any of them. Pass. Not loving the designs here either, though the cherry blossoms in the background are very pretty. I will give it that. Shinchan! Yeah. I've never done anything with Shinchan. This is neat. I would be drawn into this. This is cool. Don't know what it is, but I like it. Yeah, this isn't doing much for me. It's very basic. Sleepy Princess. How does this have 19 volumes? I thought this was a relatively new series. This is an interesting cover, I will give it that, but just this series in general, the concept has not really spoken to me, so I already kind of know that I'm not into this. Okay, I believe this is by the same person who did Claymore, Ariadne in the Blue Sky. Just knowing that, I'm interested. This cover is nice. The background is really cool. The girl's design turns me off just a little bit because, come on, she looks like she's like 11 and she's basically wearing nothing. We can do better. We can make them like 24 and wearing nothing. It's fine. Not really doing anything in particular for me. This is a cover. I wouldn't want to buy this, but I would want to know what is going on. For some reason, this makes me think of that anime manga, I'm Standing on However Many Lives, and I think it's partially just because of the color of the font. This isn't something that would grab me. It's a fine cover, though. So Fly Me to the Moon, definitely not as eye-catching as the last cover for this, but it is nice. Do they have a kid now? Has there been a time skip? Has there been something? Is this just someone else's kid? Is it not a kid? I don't know. I'm concerned. I haven't read this. It's fine. I like character covers, but this one in particular just isn't really doing much for me. Yeah, doesn't seem like my cup of tea. It's nice though. I like the colors. There's a lot of attention to detail with that. The shading's nice. This is interesting. I know it got licensed, I think, in France recently. So just the fact that there's, I think that's a camera, and the expression is cool, so I would be into this. Yeah, I want to check this out more. This is another one where I can instantly tell it's not for me. It's an okay cover, but it really isn't doing anything groundbreaking. It just screams romance. Not huge into art style here, though the creatures in the background are cool. This makes me think a lot of like maybe a cross between Noragami and Rurouni Kenshin. Somehow, yeah, this isn't something that would grab me. I'm torn on this one. I like what's going on, but I'm not a fan of the character designs. I would possibly try this one, but it wouldn't be at the top of my list based on this art. Baseball, Ace of Diamond, it's fine. This is interesting. I do like this. Whatever it is. Probably not something I would instantly run and try to go buy, but it's cool. Nothing really grabbing me about this one here. Is this person naked under that cloak? Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. This is an interesting cover. I'll give it that. I do like this. Why does he look like Loki? This is a cool cover. It's not my kind of thing, but it's a nice cover. I like it. Very simple. Very effective. Black Butler has a new cover, I guess. Are we only at volume 31? Wow. It's fine. It's Sebastian. There's nothing we haven't seen before. I do like this volume for Candy Flurry. I know it's not doing the greatest in the magazine, at least according to the rankings, but I think this is just cool. She's got a cool design. I like the simplicity of this. I would be down for this. Not grabbing me. It's a fine cover, but not grabbing me. This is that series that just got licensed by 7 Seas, I think, and it's still fine. I'm not loving that guy's face. I think that's a guy. Yeah, it's fine. Not really pulling me one way or the other. This is a nice cover. It's sweet. I like it. I don't think I'd go out of my way to buy this, but this is a cool cover. Very relaxing. It's Dumbbell's cover. You kind of know what you've signed up for with this already. It's nice though. I like the designs here, but I don't think it would entice me to buy this. Lady, where are your pants? Again, I admit, it catches my attention. But as far as would this be something I would buy based off this cover? Maybe. I don't know what to make of this. It's different. I kind of do like the art, even though it's that more simplistic style. It's got a charm about it. I don't know. This one's kind of an enigma. I like the way that the space, I guess, is in their hair and their clothes. It makes me think of Chowder and that other anime, the Count of Monte Cristo. But, yep, not doing a lot for me. The second, and possibly the final volume? There might be 3 volumes for this. Yeah, this is nice as a group shot for a Shonen Jump series. But I gotta admit, the art style's not doing a ton for me. I would pretty likely check this out, though, if I saw it. Mostly just because I know it's a Shonen Jump title. There is some name recognition bias going on. Is this a bread shop? Bakery? Not loving those character designs, but it makes me think a little bit of Ran in the Grey World for some reason. I don't know why, because I don't think it has a lot in common with it, or Ron in the Grey World, excuse me. But yeah, not drawing me in. Now this is an interesting cover. It shouts romance at me, but I like the way it's done. It's a type of cover you don't see, with holding the girl up above the guy. I don't know, something about it I like. I like this. Magu-chan. I will admit Magu-chan's got some interesting covers, or at least interesting designs. Would I check this out based on this? Maybe. Again, name recognition, Shonen Jump, so maybe. Gotta say, this isn't one of my favorite My Hero Academia covers. I do like how both All Might and Deku there have different parts of their outfits. You can see part of Deku's school uniform, I think his original costume, and possibly whatever that new costume is he's going to have that I've seen spoilers of. And then All Might's got some different costumes going on too. But, I was expecting something a little more dramatic, even though I don't know what's been going on at this point in the story. Moriarty, it's a character cover like those, but gotta say it's not really drawing me in with this. Nothing super screaming at me with this. Now this is cool. I like this. I think it's the final volume, but I would definitely be interested in learning more about this series. It's just, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Looks dark, looks actiony, looks grim. Love it. Girl with chainsaw. Let's pass for now. Don't know what it is. But this is a cool cover. It's a character cover. There's a rose. I like the guy with the question marks design. So this is neat. I don't think it's for me, but I like the art. Don't know too much about this, but it looks like it might be educational. Yeah, introduction to mineralogy. That's interesting. You know, I'd be down for this. The art's certainly interesting, but I don't think this is for me. Samurai Idol? Maybe? This is an interesting cover, and again, I'm drawn in by the obvious reason. I like the butterflies. I like her eyes. Outfit's cool in general. So, this overall does scream a cool cover at me, so I'd like to learn more about this series. This is kind of neat, with the armor just crushing, disintegrating, cracking, whatever you want to call it, on the side. This is nice. Not a ton going on here. Not doing it for me. Also very much not doing it for me. Also kind of not doing it for me. But it's a final volume, I think, so looks like they're waving goodbye and going off into the distance. So as far as the symbolism of this goes, yeah, this is cool. Elusive Samurai. This is a pretty cover. I don't think this would grab me on its own, though. Again, I know the author. I know it's a jump title, so I would get it based on that. But just off this art, I don't think I'd grab this. Even though it is good art. It is really good art, don't get me wrong. Again, it screams isekai. I don't know if it is, but it just does. Not doing it for me. Though I like the pink and white in her hair. That's a nice touch. This is cool, but I don't know if I'd grab it. It's kind of borderline for me. Because it looks like something I probably would like. Nice, fine. Wouldn't grab it based off this cover, but it is a nice, interesting cover. Ooh, is this rock climbing? Can't say I love the character designs, but I like stuff like this. If I can learn about rock climbing, that'd be cool. I'd grab this. Not sure what's going on there. Not speaking to me. And it looks like another volume for the same series. A little bit better, but still not speaking to me. This is a cool cover. I don't know what vibes it gives me. Kind of like a mix of, and this is, I know this is going to be way off base, but Promised Neverland and Sweetness and Lightning is kind of like a combo of that for me. Even though the background has like nothing to do with either of those or the style of this in general. It's just, I think the protagonist, or I'm assuming this is the protagonist, kind of reminds me of them. But yeah, I'd grab this. Probably. It looks cool. I probably wouldn't get this. Not my thing. Alright, so there we have it. That was a rundown of the manga covers that were recently announced for last week in Japan. I didn't expect the video to be this long, so I'm thinking this might not be something I can do regularly, but maybe I could do a every month thing and it would be just one kind of long video, and you can follow along and see if there's any series that catch your eye that you want to get involved in or try out for yourself. So if you like this kind of thing, I'll definitely do my best to do something like this again. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.